dropping Rashford and Asensio so we could play the Mar, playing extra centre back, playing wing backs, and now you're relying on Lucadine and Garcia. Bailey coming on as the first sub then when you want to see Rashford and Asensio coming on. Bailey and Olsen actually are your first subs coming on. We've lost plenty of games playing the way we want to play. Like, we've lost loads. So it's fine when you lose doing something that's actually going to benefit you in the long term. This was nonsense, and I lost all the momentum that we had, and we've lost the confidence now that we've had. How have we gotten in this situation where we've lost 7 of the last 9 away matches, and he's completely freaked himself out now about these away matches rather than just coming into town playing the way we play? I say Crystal Palace couldn't believe their luck. Like, they would have been terrified. Villa have just spanked Chelsea. Look like they're on a bit of a run now. They need to go on a big run to make Champions League. What will they do to us? And instead, they just sat back. They dropped Rashford, they dropped Asensio, they played Lamar, played 3 centre-backs, played 2 full-backs. And I'd say they couldn't believe what they were lining up against.
Yeah, absolutely not. And they probably would have gone into that game thinking we're going to need to score a lot of goals today to make sure we're able to hold this team off because of the attack and threat that they have. And I thought that's the season we were going to be the last 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 games of the season. I thought that's what we were going to be doing. We were going to be trying to outscore teams because we had not a fucking hope of being able to stop teams from scoring against us. But no, we've just completely gone the other way. I'm not sure what's more worrying. The fact that Emery was so spooked by Crystal Palace having won one game at home this season or having beaten us when we were hungover last season, that he decides to match Palace up and ask the players to play in a system they've never played in, to completely remove any momentum we had from drawing with the champions and waiting and a comeback victory against a €1 billion squad. And I've heard people say, oh, because we matched up, the blame is with the players. Obviously, some of the blame is with the lads running around kicking or not kicking the ball. But that argument assumes a manager's job is to pick a formation and the players to fill it. Like, we're not playing fantasy football here, and we're also not talking about it, by the way. Today's not today. Palace have been playing this way for 1 year and 1 week. The players know where they should be, what movements work, where the space is likely to be, how they exploit it. We've never played this way. And based on yesterday, we still haven't played like that. We still haven't played this system. So that's bad. But what might be worse, and I know you want to come back to it, is the fact that Emery was saying it worked for the first 30 minutes. 2 points on that. It didn't work for those 30 minutes when we did nothing. And we lost 4-1 across the 90 minutes. You know, the length of time a football match lasts, Unai. But he just only ever wants to talk about the fact that we are really strong at home. And you're right, he's absolutely got into his head about how bad we are away from home. But get fucking used to it because we've got a lot of away games coming up that I'm not particularly excited about.
Which is weird as well for a manager who you think is so logical, who is so black and white about football. The way we attack, it seems like everything is just boiled down to what makes sense. Like, you take the ball, turn around, here's your options. Like, why is Emery so worried that is different in a different ground? In the same pitch, I get that all these factors come into play, right? But that's extra stuff, that's add-ons, and all those different factors being away from home are more likely ruled out when you play the way that you're supposed to play, when you control the ball, when you attack, when you score goals, not when you sit back and let all those factors be a bigger part. Let the crowd get on top of you, let them start feeling good, let Sarr score, let Nketiah score. All these things are feeding into their confidence rather than us just boiling it down to it's still the same pitch, it's still the same football, we're still the same team that beat Chelsea. Now let's pass to each other, get into their shape, and do that over and over. Everything I know about Emery would suggest that he should be doing that all the time in every game. But for some reason, with away matches, like you said, he always emphasises the home form. But for away matches, he's just happy to get a draw. It's like he's always thinking cup-wise.